My name is Kimmo Tuominen. I'm the university librarian at the Helsinki University Library. So I'm the general director of the library. We have one main library, which is this house where we are now, this Kaisa house. So this is the human scientific campus. There are theology and law and educational sciences, humanities, social sciences are here. And then we have three natural scientific campuses. One at the Meilahti, at the hospital area, medical scientific campus. Then we have Viikki campus, which is the bioscientific. There is also veterinary sciences there. And then we have the campus for the natural sciences at Kumpula. So we serve people with digital services, but also we have up-to-date physical facilities in every campus at the Helsinki. Some of the campuses are at the renovation process, so there is, for example, a renovation process going at the Viikki campus, but it will be ready in autumn. And there we have a very interesting situation because we are collaborating with also the public library at Viikki campus. So this is the library system, or most of the new collections we acquire nowadays, they are in digital collections. So this is the quite big difference when you compare with the public libraries, because if I look at our acquisition budget, there is 93% or something goes to the digital materials. For example, nowadays we also buy books as e-books. I think it's still giving jobs. So there is much to do with the digital resources, the description of digital resources, so that people can find them, the user interfaces, and so on, and also the acquisition process, going on with the negotiation for acquisitions and so on, and putting the information resources we have acquired to use at the university environment. So there is still quite much to do also in the digital area. But I think we are like a hybrid library in a sense, because we are both a physical library and a digital library. So this is one of the important things. And of course we have 1.4 million printed books still, so it's quite much. We are taking care of the printed books and acquiring new books, mostly in e-formats, but some books also in printed formats. Because of, for example, textbooks, we acquire textbooks for the students. So that's one of the things that is very important here. And in this library, it's normally now, because of the pandemic times and because of the renovation process going on here, it's not so much used, but normally it's very heavily used. We have 1.4 million visitors annually to this library. So we are more popular than the Linnanmäki amusement park. We have more visitors. Of course, they are open only in the summer. And to all the libraries together, we have around 2 million visitors per year in a normal year, not in the pandemic year. English is the lingua franca in the scientific area, so most of the material we acquire are in English, but of course there are Finnish textbooks and so on. But I think when we look at our collection, it's the English is the dominant language. But of course we have here we have Asian studies, so we have collections for Asian languages. We have Roman studies, so we have collections of Roman languages. So we have in this library, because the linguistic research is so much. in the classical, we have classical studies, so also ancient Greek and modern Greek and Latin and so on. So also the Slavic studies, so we have Slavic languages here. So there is very much different languages. In the Finnish situation, we have two official languages, as you know, Finnish and Swedish. We give services in Finnish and Swedish, but also in English because there is so many international students nowadays, international researchers, more and more international researchers come here, more and more professors are not from Finland but from somewhere else. So that's why we have to give services in different languages, and of course in our staff we have people who know Japanese and Korean and so on. So in specific situations we can present the library in Japanese and so on. So there is this linguistic variability. There is much knowledge of different languages because we have to handle these materials in different languages. One of the sources of my motivation is, of course, the customers here. The students, they don't just come here, they study here. So it's very good. For my motivation, even I'm not so all the time so directly involved with the everyday customer service. It's important for my motivation to see these people really studying and building their own knowledge and learning, and then group working spaces here at the library to see how people interact together to learn. And for example, in Friday evening, I noticed that there are people still reading and still studying. The library has been and is a very important place for our students. And of course, in the pandemic situation, we have noticed students really miss the library and need this place as a working place. In close connection of where we are sitting now, we have also a learning center that is part of the library. That there are more computers and so on. So people really write. They don't just read. They also write here. So that's why that's also important for our goals where we are developing services nowadays. We are doing quite much in the scientific communication area because of the demands for open science. We would like to open the research to general public, also to everyone.
Jos tarvii hankkia tietoa, niin silleen menee tosi mielellään kirjastoon, koska täältä jotenkin saa sitä tosi helposti. On tietokoneet ja kaikki.
The resources we buy, they are very expensive. But when the results are openly available, then you can use them also in developing countries and so on. So Anybody in the world with an internet connection, of course, the internet connection is needed. But really utilize the digitalization so that, for example, now we have Helsinki University Press is a quite young publisher, but we have noticed that people, for example, in Peru have access to the material and so on. So that's important for us, and I think it's the next step, digitalization, really to have the resources openly available. And research data is one of the things, so that when you have done your research, you have utilized the data. Why not open it to other scholars, for example? How to be sure that these data that are collected by expensive instruments how to really be sure that this data is available afterwards, in 100 years, for example. So these kind of things are the ones we are like thinking, and our experts are like working in these areas, courses for the students and researchers, teaching people, and we are teaching also like information literacy, media literacy, these kinds of things, and I think they are like important areas also to develop in the future. So I think open science, very broad way, is one of the important things in the future.